I mentioned earlier that Helen Conrow is our guest today. Helen is a biological mother of 3. She's adopted 3 children. She's got children in short and longer term care at home. Now, any parent of 3 children would feel they've got their hands full without looking for more. Tell us what it is, Helen. I welcome you to the show and tell you what it is that gives you the desire to do that.
Thanks, Keith. I'm a Christian and I've always felt it a calling to work with children, and I don't know, I've just had a real desire to help them as well. And my husband and I decided 16 years ago to start fostering children, and I had a pamphlet put in my letterbox from Wesley, I went to the information night and it sort of went from there. Yeah.
And when you talk about these children, has that been a feeling that just come about, or is it something you've always felt?
Always had a desire to care for children, to work with children. And looking back, I feel like it really was a calling from God to do that.
Now, this is the big question. How do you manage?
Well, it's not always easy. I love having a house full of children. I think time management's a big thing, because you need to try and spend time with the children, your husband. I have 7.5 grandchildren as well. So I think the time balance is a big thing. Always finding time also for your partner in that.
And children who your biological children have, when you started to do this, how did they react at all?
We always included them. When we started, our youngest was 13. We had meetings around a table, we talked to them about it. They were also keen. I always said we wouldn't do it unless the family was involved, and my husband, of course. So
they were fostering a brother and sister and all of that, weren't they? It was very much a part of that. How did you know it was right for you?
I don't know. I just really felt a real compassion to help children.
So there was some conviction for you.
Yeah.
And I suppose that, did it become more, you were more convinced of it as it went on, as it were?
Yes, and during our training.
Right.
As well, in the beginning.
Now, you've done it through our Wesley Valma services. Tell us a bit about that. You know, we don't want to brag about it, but it's important that we tell people what we do.
They've been fantastic. They, what I love is you have your caseworker, you have a contact number. If they can't get back to you straight away, they always return your calls. You might just want to download some days, and it's just lovely having someone to talk to, and their support. Ongoing training too in any areas that you feel you might need a bit of help with. And there's always training courses. They're just very supportive.
I mean, when my conversations with people like Nigel and April and that team, that's been an important factor, not to actually be prescriptive about what people should do, but just to be there. You need that as a parent anyway, don't you? I mean, that's a part of being a parent. Some of the finest examples of being parent is surely when you've got somebody you can turn to for support. And the journey to adoption, was that a long journey? Because these are the kind of stories people hear.
Yes, well, the 3 that we adopted, we had a 3, a 2 and an 11-month-old. We didn't start adoption until the oldest was in year 4 at school, mostly because of giving them security and permanency. Yes, it's really made a difference for them being...
And the Christian faith, you've talked about the importance of that in your own life. It's a natural part of your home anyway.
Yes, and it's lovely to be able to share that with these children, about having someone who cares for them too, having God that cares for them and loves them. And we hope that will continue.
And it has to become their own. You can't force it in the same way that you would never force it on anybody. But you find that does happen in due course.
And it gives them also a belonging too.
What's the difficult part of it all?
Well, as with your own biological children, you have your ups and downs, different behaviours. Like I say, the constraints on your time and stuff, but it's just worth it to see them blossom and grow and learn and become adults themselves. Still involving the birth family, we still have visits with birth family, and that's been okay as well.
Has it really been okay? You've managed that okay?
Yes, I mean, it has its difficulties too, and different depending on the circumstances of the child. But we've always found if you are open and just kind to them, it does make a difference, and it keeps that connection they have.
And I think it probably strengthens the child as well to know that you're doing that. Let me, I suppose, ask this question, because I think this is the big question that people have in their minds. That people are listening to our conversation, they're thinking to their minds, I wonder if we ought to think about doing that, considering being a foster parent. What would you say to them? I'd
say yes. If you're thinking and considering it, definitely pursue it and look into it more. With Wesley Dalmar, I know, has information evenings, which are very, very helpful. That's how we started. And they will answer all your questions and concerns. And then they have a course that you can do after that. And it just really opens up as to what it all involves. And by the end of it, you'll know whether that is...
So you're not going to be left on your own?
No, very, very supportive. Always someone there for questions, or if you just want to talk. Very much so.
Helen, thanks for being prepared to tell us a bit about your story, and I hope by people listening they can feel that this is something for them too. So thank you for coming on the show.